Hello, everyone. My name is Shan Liu. I'm the digital director at Sunrise. I will share my screen right now to give you a basic idea what I've been talking about during my presentation. So before we dive into today's topic, I just want to give you a quick overview about Sunrise. We are a full-service media production studio and a global education company. Right now, we have over 500 plus partner schools in China. We host 200 plus events annually, and our campaign exposure has reached 800 million. So today, we want to give you recent updates about RedNote, or aka 小红书, or we also call it Little Red Book. In case I accidentally mention another name during this presentation, you might be confused. So I will bring it up at the beginning. So here is our agenda today. As many of you already heard the recent RedNote trends, many people or international users flock into the platform. So we'll be talking about that and then why it's important for US universities or university from other countries to really care about this platform and how to utilize this platform to better reach to the Chinese audience. So even for those of you who haven't already downloaded RedNotes, the platform, I'm sure you probably heard the news everywhere. Like many users start using 小红书 or Little Red Note to post their daily life. And even though the platform was completely in Chinese back then, and they still use Google Translation to do back and forth translate in order to communicate with the Chinese users. This is because the a potential TikTok ban was released last year. And then on January 13, there were a large number of TikTok users with the US IP address flock into the platform because they get the fear the TikTok platform will be banned in a couple of days. So they urged to find an alternative to stay on. And well, back then, the Chinese version of TikTok, we call it Douyin, they didn't open the access to international users. They didn't allow users from other countries to register with their international phone number. They only allowed the Chinese mainland users to register. So those users need to find another platform. Redbook seems to be the right fit because it's completely run by the Chinese government, and people just want to get on there and show their opinion. And then on January 14th, it topped the first one on the download chart in the United States, the App Store. And the reports also point out that 2 days before topping the US store, it has more than 700,000 new users joining. And then on January 15th, the RedNote company, 小红书, they announced an urgent recruitment of English language content reviewers because, as I said, all the content is strictly protected or reviewed after you published. So they start recruiting the English language content reviewer to make sure all the content align with the government law. And then on January 19th, they start this translation function where under each post and each comment, there will be a translation button you can click on and to get a translation or a general idea of what people are talking about. So it might not be 100% accurate, but it's a lot helpful for those new users who don't understand the language. And then here is a detailed overview of the RedNote. Like I mentioned, it has two other names. 小红书 is the company name. It's also the Chinese pronunciation. Or the English name, the literal translation is Little Red Book. So the user base is primarily younger users, especially with those born in the 1990s and 2000s. The platform is predominantly used by women, like 70% or to 80%, although right now the proportion of male users has increased to 30%, but we still see like many users are women. And one of the biggest like announcement by the Little Red Book was the one starting on January 7th. The RedNote will allow the verified account to send out direct contact information to their followers. This was strictly banned before, even for like official accounts, verified accounts, or individual accounts. You cannot send out any like information that contain your contact information, like phone number, email, or your WeChat ID. Whenever the platform tag those kind of information shared, the message won't go through. It will just like automatically ban or just silently not showing to the other person's private chat. So this was like a big announcement by the platform. That means a lot for universities. If you want to register a verified account on Xiaohongshu, the platform, you will be able to actually send out your like contact information, including the WeChat ID of your teacher, your admission teacher, or the email address or phone number. And one of the biggest like feature of RightNote platform is the platform use the algorithm to accurately recommend the contents based on your interest. So if you are interested in fashion, it will push you all the contents related to fashion styles and the users who are influencers in the fashion industry. And if you're interested in cooking, it will push the cooking recipes to your news feed. We call it Explore. And this is like a example I show on the right side. Because of doing this webinar, I start searching or clicking on a relevant tags like TikTok refugees. So the algorithm start keep pushing me the notes posted by the foreign users on the explore page. So for the past couple of days, I can only see those foreign posts. I couldn't see any other posts that I was interested in. But once I start searching those terms on the search function, inside the search function, I'll be able to gain those content back. And for the content sharing and discovery, people are able to share all kinds of like contents, including pictures, videos, short videos, or just simply text. For certain type of content, it work like differently. For example, if you want to share about like daily life updates, people normally will use images or videos. If they want to share about their personal experience on how to apply for visas or give tips, they will use simply text. The way they don't just like type the text in the platform, they um, tap the text as an image or screenshot. They share the image to the platform. And one of the really interesting social interaction after this TikTok ban or TikTok refugee, there were some like really interesting like facts. Some accounts just created like couple days ago, they already generate like many likes and comments. So it's been like a really trendy on the platform right now. And then a lighter to Li Hua. Not sure if you ever heard of this, but for decades, Chinese middle school students, they are required to write letters in the English exams to an imaginary foreign pen pal on behalf of Li Hua. So the Chinese students, when I was young, I used to write those letters in the English exam. So these letters would traditionally conclude with a hopeful line. I'm looking forward to your reply. And now many foreign users flock into the platform, they also read the reply letter to the Chinese users. And another interesting is a fact is the text cat tax, which refer to the practice that Chinese netizen jokingly asks for the foreign users to share the picture of their cats or their other pets to before they navigating this app, so that they can just like interact. It's like a ice breaking like activity. And then what are the best content on RedNote, you might be wondering. So here is like a list of tips or our recommendations. The first one will be definitely personal experience related. Um, if you're sharing about any content, you add a personal touch, it'll be really easily to get like people's likes or comments because they can get the content relate to themselves. And then if you want to share like tips or hacks, those content can be really popular as well because many people will use the RedNote platform for those tips and hacks. And if you want to share about your review or recommendation on certain locations like products or store or travel destinations, here is also like a good content for that. And then the how-to guide, for example, how to do DIY, how to do cooking, or how to learn a new skill. Those kind of contents are really popular because with the unemployment rates going on in China, people will share about like how they secure a job like during this like economic attack. So this platform really emphasize the personal touch and the useful information. And how RedNote function for advertisers. There are mainly three type of ways that you can actually interact with the users from advertising. The first one is the brand account operation. If you are like a brand or university, you can also register the brand account. So this will allow you to send out like official information or updates about your brand, and also to share contact information in the private chat. And you can also do collaborative promotions. Like there are many influencers on Little Red Book, they will feature a certain products. And as well, for universities, there are many Chinese students, maybe they are using their Little Red Book accounts to share about their experience. You can actually um, like send out an invite to those Chinese students who are using the RedNotes if they're interested in posting some kind of like a content that featuring their campus life. And then, of course, the featured ads on Little Red Book is when you see a sponsored, like a watermark. This means this post is being paid to expose on your page. So if for any people who are interested in this certain contents, they will be able to see those sponsored posts. And how universities can really utilize RedNotes. So here I have some examples. This RedNote platforms, I would say, is relatively a new platform for many US universities or overseas universities compared to WeChat. It's because it's only like posting to register. It's possible to register as an overseas university recently. In the past, it only allowed like individuals and entities or companies from China to register. However, right now we've seen many students, like clubs or alumni organizations, they start using the platform to share about their campus life or their learning experience, even their graduation. So on the left side, you see some notes about the UCLA or New York University, and this one is also from UCLA. They were sharing about their campus life. And then for some universities, they register a official account. They even utilize the group chat feature to gather their prospective students into a group so that they can better engage with those students. And one of the really interesting thing we found out most recently is we've seen many professors from the overseas universities on RedNote. This was a really new thing starting from January 13th when lots of foreign users get on the platform. So we've seen professors from University of Lyon and the Leeds University and USC and also the University of Cambridge. There are also many other professors' profiles. They use the platform to share about their work experience or to promote the master programs or PhD programs, and or just simply get connect with the Chinese student just because they have many Chinese student in the past. And of course, if you as a university want to start a easy way to engage the platform, you can also choose to do a Little Red Book campaign. Here is some examples that we did for Pace University. We post the notes for them on our promoting accounts. It's called Best Fit. And then we start pushing traffic to the account to generate more interactions and also comments, and also to generate leads from those campaigns. And here is another example of St. Lawrence College. They also did Little Red Book campaigns to post some notes about their college. And this is like a sample Xiaohongshu or Little Red Book campaign reports. You will be able to see the city distribution and the users coverage. And we will also provide like a summary reports for the Little Red Book campaign. And of course, the impression numbers, clicks, and also the leads information to the partner university. And you may be curious how Chinese actually respond to the influx of the foreign netizens on RedNote. I think so far for the past 10 days I've been on this platform, I see many sweet comments. They are mostly curious about this new group of people or group of users, because RedNote was previously a really domestic app. We only see Chinese content on the app. And this is the very first time that we see many English content coming in. And then we will see Chinese users, they want to do want to have a conversation. They start commenting in the comment in English and try to have a questions asked. So I've seen many questions asked the foreign users about what's the salary base, like can you tell us the real situation, because I don't know if what I searched or what I heard is real. Can you tell us about your a medical plan? Is that really expensive, or is your medical care free or covered by the government? So they start to ask those kind of questions to the real users, real people they meet on the RedNote platform. And one of the really touching letter I see on the RedNote platform is after the foreign user post about a letter to Li Hua. There was one user actually wrote back as Li Hua, saying that it's really an opportunity for people to exchange ideas, especially between China and the United States. And they are really touching. They're really exciting to see the people from two countries actually gather on one platform. And here are just some basic implications for university. First one, RedNote staying power. Some might be curious to see when the TikTok ban were actually lifted after the Trump administration, will RedNote still be popular for many users? I would say yes, because the influence has been going on. Many foreign users, they choose to stay because of the like friendly interaction between the users, and they choose to run their accounts because they already generate a good amount of follower base. And RedNote is also taking a path to the global engagement by having like Chinese users and also foreign users to be able to communicate with each other, having the translation button and some interesting tags for the users to have discussions on. And then for the content adaptation for different audience, actually for many like TikTok users, they are able to share the same kind of content on the RedNote platform without even change anything. So I would say the content adaptation is important, but it's also very easy to do for many accounts who already run for like a period of time on TikTok. And it's really important to navigate an uncertain digital world because right now, our like present world is actually going a little crazy right now, and it's really important to be flexible and to adjust your digital strategy throughout the different situation. And I'm there. Here is everything I want to talk about. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. Um, yeah, I've seen some questions on the QA session. Can you talk about the data privacy concern with RedNotes? Since that continue to be an issue with TikTok, what are the chances the ban will happen to RedNotes? So firstly, RedNote is completely owned by the Chinese company. It does not have a US entity to host the platform. So we actually we don't see a chance that RedNote will get banned very soon. But if we like touch the base to data privacy concerns in maybe in the US, there is a chance the app might be blocked from the App Store. But again, RedNotes is not a like a US based company. It does not have a US branch. So I don't see it will happen in very soon. And another question, what's the difference between the advertising options, brand accounts, collaborative promotion, and placement you show versus the concept of a campaign? So this is actually a really good question. For brand accounts, you pay a certain amount of money to get a verified account. I think the price was around like $100 if you do it yourself. You just gather all the information you need, and then you like submit an application through the backend. Where the collaborative promotion is you actually have to search for certain accounts or influencers, or even to send out invites to the users you might be interested to work with. Um, and there might be some like prices involved, or if it's like a Chinese student in your school, maybe you can just invite them to write an article for free. But if you want to engage with other educational influencers, there might be a price like raised by the influencer. And the last one is the advertising option, where you don't want to like register accounts. You simply want to do one campaign that lasts for maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and then you collect leads from those campaigns. That's also fine. You in that way you have to work with advertising agency like us, so that you can get the campaign set up. Because for each campaign, we will have the partner university to post the design notes. You will need the design notes, or we call it poster with text, and the information necessary or important to users in order to do the advertising placements. So those price can be from $4,500 to even more, depending on the period of campaign that you want to last, or depends on the um, regions that you want to reach to. And then I also see a question with the student generate content. Are students posting on university accounts or posting on their own accounts? And then the university account is reposting. With student generated content, are students usually getting paid? What's the best practice for this? So this is actually a really good question. I would say if the school is planning to engage with RedNote platform in the long term, then I recommend the university register an official account. And then we will still recommend to ask the student to post on their own accounts, and then you can maybe screenshot or share the same content on your accounts, because the personal accounts will always like have the personal touch. People will feel more appealing to the personal accounts compared to official accounts. But if you want to, like I said, keep it as your long-term strategy, you best to register an official account, and so that you can gather those content posted by students and then repost it on your account. And then you will have all the personal information, personal like post or personal experience gathered on your official account. I think that's also a good way. So for student generated content, normally we will recommend university to send out a invitation to Chinese student, not as a group email, but you reach out to the Chinese student individually and ask if you know any Chinese Chinese student who already have some RedNote accounts, or who already been running their own accounts. You reach out to them individually. If you don't know, then you probably send out a invitation email to the group of Chinese student, and then you offer a maybe gift cards or some kind of like value or payments to those Chinese student to attract their interest and their participation. And I have a question. Can you please share the webinar recording? Yes, of course. And then what's the common posting schedule for university? Once a week, 2 to 5 times a week, more or less. It really depends on your like availability. Normally we'll suggest at least once a week. If you have like a maybe Chinese staff who can help with the account operation, or you want to work with an agency, you can certainly improve the posting frequency. What's the process generally for creating a verified account? Can anyone do it, or does it need to be linked to a local entity in China like WeChat? No, right now, Little Red Book opened the access to foreign entities to register as a official account. What you need to pay attention is right now, if you choose the category as colleges and universities, it will be kind of difficult, because in the college and university category is mostly for Chinese university and colleges. But if you choose other like category, like training center or degree education center, it will be much easier. And then you get all the official account feature. You will also need get to send out the contact information in the private chat. Is having a university account free, or is there a cost? Do you recommend having a Chinese student or student group be the face of the page? It's best to have the university acting as an official account. Actually, I do recommend universities to register an official account, because it will last longer than the student rent accounts. We've seen many examples in the past where Chinese students help register accounts, and maybe after they're finish their whole year or their study at the school, they will just like um, leave and the account would be abandoned. So we will always recommend to register an official account and then manage it, the login information by the office, not by the students. And of course, you can always incorporate with the Chinese student or student groups or clubs to develop the contents, but you should gain the like admin of the accounts. As a school that's English based, would you recommend our accounts and our ads and campaigns be in English or in Chinese? Ultimately, when they come to our website, will be in English. Yes, of course. If they go to your website to do the application process, all the information will be in English. But if they search information on RedNote's platform, I think it will be best to show them the Chinese campaigns. If your school is completely English-based, you don't have any Chinese staff, you can certainly reach out to agencies like Sunrise. We can help you to develop the Chinese campaigns and Chinese content to promote on those platforms. And last two questions. How much does an official account cost? So if you want to search for our assistant in registering official accounts, our I think our price for that is $1,500. But if you want to do it yourself, you can just pay the account verification fee asked by the platform, which is gonna be like a around $100, but by the platform, but you need to find a way to pay it. And then last question, does RedNote provide comments, moderation, automated flag of anything inappropriate? Yes, it will red flag the inappropriate content. I will let you know once the content is being reported or having like inappropriate information. It will just automatically turn it down, like put the content down. So yeah, that will be all the questions. Um, I think that's really an interactive session, and thank you for all the questions. And of course, we'll share the recording and the PDF after this. Thank you for joining today. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.